workation is different than a vacation in the sense that instead of just packing your swimming trunks, you need so much more stuff. Your laptop, cables, a mouse, a keyboard, cables, headphones, an external drive. Oh, and did I mention cables? God, there are so many cables. And since I'm a YouTuber, I need so many additional things. The biggest problem is though, it all needs to fit into this and this. But with a little bit of creativity, a tiny bit of Tetris skills, and mostly the right gear, it's absolutely possible to make it work. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the exact gear that I use as a digital nomad software engineer to make remote work a breeze. Let's go! The first and most important thing, my laptop. I needed it to be as light as possible for traveling while also being efficient for video editing. And boy oh boy, this thing gets the job done. It's the Apple M1 13-inch with 16 gigs of RAM. The M1 chip is a little overkill for coding, but it's a must-have for video editing. I have to admit, the 13-inch version is a little small for video editing, but I knew that I wanted to travel a lot, so the priority definitely is on the lighter weight. But even though it's small, it's very efficient, just like me. What? And as I said, since I'm traveling a lot, I also use this case to prevent it from any damages. So yeah, this thing, I use it all day, every day. Definitely a must-have. I packed so many cables. Adapter number 1, adapter number 2, adapter number 3, adapter number 4, USB hub number 1, USB hub number 2. I hardly even use half of them. I store all of them in this bag, which takes up a lot of space and weight, and I carry it with me all the time. So in hindsight, probably not the smartest decision that I ever made. But now, it is what it is. Next, my bag. I did not buy it with the intention of traveling a lot, but now that I got this one, it's so good. It has so many compartments, it's very spacious, I can basically pack my whole setup, go into a cafe and start working. But the best part are these. When I carry it around, even though it's very heavy, I barely notice it on my back, which is very useful if you travel a lot. So yeah, a good bag, definitely a must-have. While traveling, one thing that makes my life way easier is a mouse and a mousepad. The mouse is the Logitech MX Master 3 for Mac. It has so many different buttons, which comes in very handy for video editing. I love the fact that it's cordless, but the best part is the battery lasts forever. I only charge it maybe every 3 months or so. And I simply plug it into my laptop and it starts charging. Easy. As for the mousepad, this is basically the cheapest one I could find on Amazon. It's very basic, but it gets the job done. And for the fact that I use it basically every day, it still looks very nice and clean. Since I'm a software engineer, I type all the time, and therefore I definitely need a good keyboard. If you ever have worked with the Apple keyboard, you know how good these keyboards are. And this one is basically the best that I can find. It's the Apple Magic Keyboard, and I really love how the keyboard feels. There's a bigger version with a numpad on the side, but I decided to get this one because the other one is way heavier. One of the most important things that you need to get when becoming a digital nomad, an external drive. This is a SanDisk portable SSD drive with 1 TB of storage. Most of my files are either in the cloud or on this thing. I always want to keep my laptop as disposable as possible in case I lose it or it gets stolen. This is why I don't put my laptop and my external drive in the same bag. Usually I put my laptop in my backpack and this one on my body or in a different bag. So in case anything bad happens, I know my important stuff is safe. And I also use it as a storage for all my YouTube footage. And I edit it right from the SSD. And I also got this cool case for it to prevent any kind of falling damage. Shit. To prevent any kind of falling damage. I leave links to all my gear in the description down below, so if you want to get anything for yourself, simply scroll down and hit the link. Yes, I have to admit, these are all affiliate links, but if you wanted to get something for yourself anyways, I would really appreciate it if you would use my link for that. As for my headphones, I use the JBL Tune 510BT. They are very light and foldable, which makes them perfect for traveling. I love the fact that they are cordless and I can adjust the volume with all these buttons right here. I wear them while working, watching movies, apparently while recording videos, and while listening to music, so basically the whole day. But the best part is, the sound quality is amazing. But there's one bad thing about them. The quality of the microphone is not that good, at least according to my coworkers. So if you don't have a lot of meetings or you can use an external microphone, I can 100% recommend these headphones. As a software engineer, high quality, good tasting coffee is a must-have. But since I'm traveling a lot, I don't have the money to get a cup to go all the time. So as you can imagine, this little thing was a lifesaver for me. But the best part is, it was only 10 bucks or so. Best investment ever. I was skeptical at first because I never used a plunger before, but to be honest, it's very easy to use. You just put in the coffee, add boiling water, wait for 5 minutes, plunge and enjoy. And man, does this coffee taste good. During the first month of traveling, I stayed at this hostel which was for some reason always out of mugs, so I invested a couple of bucks and got myself one of these. This makes sure that my coffee is always hot. You can open and close the lid so nothing gets spilled, which is very useful if you carry it with you in your bag. So if you don't want to miss out on good coffee and also don't want to spend a fortune, these two are must-haves. I'm taking a lot of notes. If an idea pops into my head or I need to remember something, I always make sure to put it on a piece of paper. It helps me remember things. I don't know why, but it works. And for that I use this bullet journal and a whole lot of different pens in different colors. And I also use this thing as my journal. I keep track of all the habits that I want to develop and all the goals that I want to achieve. As a digital nomad, keeping track of all your goals, appointments and travel dates is very important. So I can definitely recommend getting one of these. It was a real game changer for me. And since you're watching my video, I'm sure you can guess that I also run my own YouTube channel, which takes a lot of gear. For instance, the first tripod, a light, another tripod, an iPhone which acts as my camera, oftentimes my suitcase, and a microphone. I don't own a lot of special gear yet, and while traveling I have to improvise a lot. This is why you sometimes see me building these very professional setups. Whatever it takes for the perfect shot, right? And now finally the thing you've all been waiting for, the spring onion and the egg. But there is one very important piece missing. Instant noodles. When traveling a lot, you don't always have the time to cook, and you also don't have the money to go out all the time. So oftentimes it needs to be cheap and fast, but yet delicious. And my guilty pleasure food of choice are instant noodles. But yes, you're absolutely right, instant noodles alone are definitely not delicious, but I can show you a way to improve them. And this is exactly what I use the egg and the spring onions for. First, put the instant noodles into a pan, add some water and bring it to boil. Once the water is cooking, add the egg and give it a good stir. Lastly, add the sliced up spring onions and let it cook for a couple more minutes. And then enjoy. Don't deny it until you try it. And thank me later with a subscribe. So yeah, this thing contains all the things that I need to work while traveling the world. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. And if you want to see how my typical day as a software engineer digital nomad looks like, that was a sentence, oh my god. Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. See you in the next one.